Good morning, everyone. How you all doing? And welcome to the episode of Break of Dawn. Hope everyone's doing fine this Monday morning, start of the week. Morning, Break of Dawning. Hope everyone is doing good today. Thank you so much for joining me on this stream. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new and smash a like on the video on your way in, on your way out. If you poke your head in, you don't like what you see and you leave, but at least drop a like as well. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it, guys? If you could do that for me. Thank you, everyone who's joined me this morning. Of course, guys, look, you know what? It's a new week. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life for me. And we're feeling good at the end of the day. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. A new week. It is match week. It's match week. So we got to get the vibes up. We got to get a little bit more positive and energetic. We've got Brentford coming up, of course, at the weekend. And that is what it's all about at the end of the day. Screw these international breaks of just drive me out the wall, to be honest with you. I've had enough of it. I've had it up to here with international break, if I'm being honest with you guys. Absolutely, I had it up to here. So do you know what? Enough of that international monarchy. It's all about the real stuff now. It's all about what happens at the weekend and what Man United can do at the weekend and what is acceptable at the weekend. I mean, my opinion is win or bust for me. It's win or bust at the weekend. We have to defeat Brentford at home 1,000%. We don't beat Brentford at home, you know what? The tide's going to turn even more, isn't it? The toxicity is going to get even more. It's going to get even more a little bit. You know what? People are going to be on Erik ten Hag's back again, ain't they? So at the end of the day, what can we do but look after ourselves? That's all we can do, my friend. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me. Let me get through some of these comments, guys. Of course, I've got the legend Jim here. Good morning, my friend. How you doing, chat? 3:17 p.m. here, 43 minutes early. We'll be back when you get back. Of course, Jim is all the way down under in Australia, of course, so they're hours in front, of course, guys. Big up, Jim. Guys, subscribe to Straight Post and make sure you turn the notifications on, press the like button. Thank you so much, Jim. Legend. You see, that's what I like. I love the positivity, guys. I love it. Hey, Sal, what time is it over there? It's 2 a.m. here in NYC. It is 10 o'clock over here, my friend. 10 o'clock over here in the UAE, where at the moment, of course, 7 a.m. in the UK, where I'm from. So obviously, very, very early for some people, you know. Early for you, Rasta. Big up yourself for being here, my friend. Thank you so much. Are you on shift? Are you working? Or are you at home now? Big up. Good morning, Sal. Going to the clinic for physiotherapy. As long as it's not psychiatry, it's not psychotherapy. You know what I mean? That's all good. Hope you're doing well, Randy. Hope you're not too bad. Hope everything is fine and it's nothing too serious, my friend. Hope you're good, my mate. Absolutely. Absolutely. If they don't mention Man United name, nothing sells. Absolutely, Rasta. That is what it's all about. Man United sell. Man United sell. And that's what it is. At the end of the day, without Man United, I wonder where football would be in the UK. Because if Man United suddenly left the planet all of a sudden, and there was no Man United, imagine what the Premier League would be. Do you think the Premier League would survive without Man United? I don't think they'll have anything to talk about. Put this in perspective, right? You got Manchester City, right, who are about to be taken to court by the Premier League, and no one's talking about it. They're talking about Man United. They're talking about Erik ten Hag. They're talking about, who our new manager is going to be and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy when you think about it at the end of the day. Randy, facts, brother. Big up, brother. Hope you're doing well. Absolutely. 8 a.m. in South Africa. Not too bad, Randy. Only 2 hours behind me. Only 2 hours. I'd like to visit South Africa one day. Me too. Absolutely. Yep. I like to do a safari there. I would love to do a safari. 7 a.m. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Kazi. The early bird, of course, here. Early bird steals the worm. Was it? Early bird steals the worm. Big up, Rasta. Kazi, sorry. Thank you so much for coming on today. Again, as usual, 5 p.m. here. Morning, South and United friends. A huge week coming up for United. Go, man. A huge week, Trizzy. Absolutely massive week for Manchester United coming up, of course, guys. Absolutely massive week. 5 p.m. My goodness me. Absolutely. People all around the world. Good morning, South. Good morning, Kingdom. Legend of the chat, of course. One of the originals. Big up, Kingdom. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is fine with you, my friend. Hope everything is fine with you. And good morning, David. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Good morning, fans around the world. Let's talk everything United. System, style, tactics. Is there any players who's injured, not injured? Erik ten Hag coach. Let's just support it. At the moment, love the comment, David. That's what it's all about. But this week represents a huge week for Erik ten Hag because we have Brentford A team who we should be putting aside. We should be dismantling. You know, that is a team we should be winning on Saturday at Old Trafford in front of our home fans. There is no excuse but not to win that game. We have to win that game. No doubt about it. I mean, we cannot afford to drop any more points. I think we dropped enough points, don't you, at the end of the day? But you know what? Football, Man United and that Old Trafford isn't quite a fortress that it used to be. I think it should be a fortress. I think we need to change it into a fortress. I do think that plays a huge part. But it hasn't been the fortress that it has been over the last few years. Of course, guys, absolutely. Got home at 12:30 a.m. Going back in a few hours. I've got some rest. Had to listen before I say, big up, Rasta, you legend. Thank you so much, mate. That is work, mate. You work hard, my friend. Thank you for joining me, my guy. Thank you very much, mate. Linga Sal, it just shows Man United always bigger than the city. Man United are the biggest in the country. You know what I mean? Man United are actually an elite team, not like those fake elite teams like Chelsea and Man City, who are fabricated teams, of course, guys. So keep up the good work, Sal. Thank you, Grasta. Thank you. Let's come on the show soon, mate. Absolutely. Morning, Sal. How's he doing? I'm doing good, Chow. How you doing? I'm doing good, mate. I'm absolutely fine. Absolutely. I'm ready for the new week. Positive for now. You know what I mean? We're working up to the game on Saturday. That's what it's all about. We've got a big game on Saturday against Brentford. I mean, we got a big 10 days or so, haven't we? We've got Fenerbahce as well, which is going to be a difficult game as well, because obviously the Jose Mourinho, the Amrabat, and the Fred effect. Of course, we don't want Jose Mourinho to be the final nail in the coffin of Eric Ten Hag. How ironic that would be if Jose Mourinho's the guy to contribute to Eric Ten Hag losing his job. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Absolutely. We can underestimate the Brentford because we can underestimate Brentford because they scored against City in the first 25 seconds. Absolutely. But you know what it's all about? It's about how you come back, isn't it? It's how Man City came back and they beat Brentford. Brentford are not mugs. They're not easy to defeat. We've been beaten by them pretty easily. Recently, of course, we lost 4-0, didn't we? A couple of years ago. So they're not any mugs, and we have to be on our game. But it's the type of game that we should be winning. It is the type of game that we should win in. No more of this settled in down business. No more of that. We need to win the game now, and that's all we need to do. Hopefully, we do win the game. Of course, the only thing City have bigger than us is their 100. Absolutely, 115 plus charges. 115 plus actually is more than that. Terzic, at the end of the day, was rumored to be the new rumored to be on Ineos's list of potential new managers to take over Manchester United. In regards to Terzic, you know what? He doesn't quite fit the bill for me. Absolutely not. He's a bit of a coward in regards to his tactics and stuff like that. A bit of a bottler as well. I mean, didn't he lose the league? Wasn't it him who lost the league against Bayern Munich when he just needs to win the final game of the season? Was it him? And also he's left numerous clubs and stuff like that. But you know what? He's a young manager, and we have to wait. So I did like the to be honest with you guys, if I'm being honest, I did like the Stuttgart manager, of course, but the Stuttgart manager said he don't want to manage Man United. There you go. How times have changed, haven't they? I mean, you would have thought a time when someone would jump at that opportunity. But Man United, it seems like a cesspit for managers now, where it's a place where you can ruin your career. Basically, it's very, very dodgy when you go to Man United, because you know what, you can easily ruin your career coming to our football club right now. There's a lot of problems within our football club going on at the moment. Of course, guys, big up Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Of course, good morning. Chow, if City get away 115, game over. If City get away 115, Chow, I think the Premier League, I know all those teams, all the teams, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool should leave the league. You do your thing. Let's create our own league, because at the end of the day, you can cheat, then it's fine, isn't it? You can cheat. Jim said Eric and Ruud both will decide the tactics from now. Eric and Ruud, I think Eric, you see what I mean? That Ruud van Nistelrooy is doing tactics right now. Subject to popular belief, he is working on tactics. So if Ruud did take over Manchester United, best believe that he has been working at Man United already. He's there already, guys. Do you know what I mean? So he is working on tactics already, guys. Absolutely. Get ready for work. Hope you have a fantastic day, Sanjay, at work. Of course, guys, 3 p.m. kickoff time. Absolutely great kickoff time for me. 6 p.m. where I am, Kazi. It's better than 11 p.m., isn't it? Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff. Love it. Absolutely love it. Give me a chance to go to the beach. Absolutely. Dave Kazi, big up. Dave Dillingham, big up everyone, of course. Kazi here has frozen. Have I frozen? I'm not frozen. Hi, sir. I'm back. Big up, Jim. Big up, Jim. How you doing? Yeah, hi, Sal. I'm back. Big up, big up. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you as usual, my friend. Absolutely. Good morning, Sal. What's the news? I'm going to get into that. Basically, Thomas Tuchel has been trying to use PR spin to link himself with the England job. So basically, linking himself with the England job to force Man United's hand into giving him the Man United job. Well, given that they're going to sack Erik ten Hag, let's say they're going to sack Erik ten Hag in an ideal world for Thomas Tuchel. But what Thomas Tuchel is doing is that this whole England thing is a myth, and he wants the Man United job. So he's linking himself to the England job so that basically we move quickly and we try and grab Tuchel quickly. So he's using PR spin. You know, he's trying to be clever. He's done that last year. He done that last summer when his entourage tried to link him with the Man United job heavily and stuff before it was even offered to him. And he's doing that again, like linking himself with the England job, of course. You know what I mean? So we think, oh my goodness me, you know, he's gonna start managing England. We better go and get him. You know, so it's tactics at the end. They're playing your hand, so to speak. You know, and that is what Tuchel is doing right now. And you know, we have to be careful with that because Tuchel does do that. I mean, my opinion is, why doesn't Tuchel have a job? You know, why doesn't he have a job? If he's so brilliant, he's so fantastic, why doesn't he have a job? He's a problem. The guy's a problem, you know, and at the end of the day, he's trying his best to get Man United job. He's trying his best to get the Man United job. At the moment, he's not succeeding. Whether you thought he rejected the proposition in the summer or not, he isn't the Man United manager. And right now, he's using England national team to try and get the false Man United to quicken up the process of getting the Manchester United job. What do you think about that, guys? How do you feel about that? Absolutely. Every idiot is on Man United's list. Ineos think coaching the United is a dream job, but the only Ten Hag has the cojones to handle the pressure. Absolutely. All United manager aged terribly apart from Erik ten Hag. Insane media cover. Goals for George. You know what? We don't give Erik ten Hag enough credit for what he's achieved at Man United. The pressures that come along with managing Manchester United. Manchester United is heavy. The shirt is heavy. The job is heavy. It's like having a fridge on your back and walking around with a fridge on your back. Two fridges on your back at the end of the day, so to speak, metaphorically. You know, so what I would say is that managing Man United is not an easy task. Even if Emery managed Man United, it would be very, very difficult for him because the elements around the club, the mitigating circumstances, the fundamental issues that go on at our football club are, you know, leaps and bounds in regards to Aston Villa and Chelsea and Liverpool and stuff. We got ridiculous amounts of problems at our football club right now. And you know what? It's going to take a genius to fix that. And it does take time. What Erik ten Hag has done, he does need some credit for. I mean, in regards to hanging in there. And you know what? A lot of managers would have folded last season. A lot of managers would have given up last season. He didn't give up. Let's think about this, right? The off-field issues that occurred at Man United last season. We had the Sancho tweet, of course. We had the Rashford Belfast thing. Obviously, of course, we had the Maguire thing. Of course, we had the Antony issue, of course, in Brazil. Let's not forget about that. We still had the Greenwood thing ongoing, of course, as well. That ongoing. Before that, we had the Ronaldo issue, of course. Let's not forget that with Piers Morgan and everything like that in his first season. Do you know what I mean? All them issues culminated with the media frenzy on top of him as well, and some of our own fans on top of him as well. Obviously, our rival fans bantering, and some of our own fans on top of him as well. Do you know what I mean? It's been crazy few years for Erik ten Hag, and don't get it twisted. This will happen under any other manager unless the whole culture of the club is completely reset and changed back into default settings. What we used to be in the 90s, of course, guys. And that is what it's all about at the end of the day, guys. Why would he do that after Ten Hag received a vote of confidence? It would make far more sense to have done it beforehand. News is that he's still after the Man United job, and Erik ten Hag's job is still in a precarious position. Erik ten Hag has two jobs to save, two games to save his job, so to speak, in regards to Brentford and Fenerbahce. If he loses those two games, it could be curtains for Erik ten Hag. And basically, Thomas Tuchel is trying to speed it up. So basically, he's trying to say, look, you know what, I'm going to take the England job. You know, I mean, if you don't give me that job, offer me that job. So basically, Carsley's going to be in charge of it, obviously, till the next break, which is in November, the next England break. And basically, that will be the end of Ten Hag, basically, around that period. I say even before that. So what they're trying to do is he's trying to say, look, I'm going to take the England job. Otherwise, you know, if you don't give me the Man United job, you know, because, you know, He could be offered it by November. He could be offered the England job by November. So at the end of the day, do you know what? We'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. And that is the situation. So basically, managers do this. They use their team, they use their agents, they use their PR entourage to force the issue. Basically it adds weight onto your value. It adds weight onto your value. So if you've got Erik ten Hag, for example, Jim Ratcliffe would be like, do you know what, Tuchel. You got Tuchel, for example. So Jim Ratcliffe would be like, do you know Tuchel's wanted by England as well? We got to be careful. He's gonna take the England job. We got to be careful. We don't want to lose him, do we? We won't be able to get him for a few years. And it's like that, isn't it? How are you, Sal? Good to see you. Good to see you, Jim. Big up. I'm good, mate. How you feeling, my friend? Hope you're doing well this Monday morning. Tuchel does not care for he don't care for Man United. Absolutely not, GK. He doesn't. He cares for his own ego. They all do, don't they? At the end of the day. One thing I would give credit for is the Stuttgart manager who stepped away from the Manchester United job. He stepped away from it. You know what I mean? That is the type of mentality. He said, I'm not taking that job. No way, Jose. I'm not taking that job. Ineos ain't going full for it. They are too smart for that. Kazi, I hope so. Bath time. A lot of coaches, including Tuchel, have turned us down. I'm not sure it is a spin for Tuchel to try and force a move to the cup. No, it is a spin. He wants the job. It is. It's a spin. He wants the job, mate. He does. I'm not to say that England won't be interested in Tuchel, but he does want the job. And he didn't turn Man United down. I think maybe the only issue is that he wanted the job right now. He basically wanted the Man United job there and then. And Ineos haven't made up their mind with Erik ten Hag. They didn't make up their mind with Erik ten Hag. And he said, I want the job now. You offer me the job and I have to have power over transfers and stuff. And Ineos can offer him that. But now he's changed his tune. He says, I want the job. Basically. Taking England and those players, they have the World Cup in the USA is a highly attractive proposition. Not really for some people. Some people like to manage week in, week out. Some people don't want to wait months for games, And do you know what? I'm not too sure that England will offer him the job, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. England are looking for an English manager. I know that. Guys, they're looking for an English manager. They're not looking for a German manager or foreign manager right now. They've been down that road, and I feel like they're looking for an England manager. Eddie Howe, I think, is on their top of their list, in my opinion. What I'm hearing anyway. Of course, we are in a sick mess. So you can have another 10 managers in 20-year period where all get sacked like a merry-go-round without looking straight at the problem where the true fans see the problem. Exactly. Sometimes you have to ride it out, Jim. Sometimes you have to ride out the bad times to get the good times. You know what? Sometimes you have to be persistent and stop doing the same thing that hasn't worked for years, which is sacking managers after a 3-year cycle, sack another manager again. Now, we can go down the road of Real Madrid and Chelsea and stuff and keep sacking managers. Someone said yesterday that if we keep sacking managers, eventually we'll get it right at the end of the day. But not if it's not your culture to sack managers. Man United's culture is not sacking managers. We haven't been like that over our history. But at the end of the day, if we keep sacking managers, it costs a lot of money, doesn't it? And it worked under Abramovich. It worked under Chelsea. That was their thing at the end of the day. Are we going to become that club where we keep sacking managers until we get it right? 20 million to that manager until we get it right. I don't think Ineos want to do that. I don't think Ineos will want to keep spending millions and millions and millions and changing their managers, of course. But of course, we've got to try something different. We've got to try something new, of course, guys. Big up, Kenny. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Ineos will see off Ten Hag's contract. Yeah, maybe next year. End of next year, Kenny. You never know. I do think, Kenny, that he has a couple of games left to do it, because I think he was on a knife edge. There was a vote during that meeting to keep Ten Hag, and apparently it was very close, So, you know what? He is on a thin thread right now, and he has to beat Brentford and he has to beat Fenerbahce, or at least get a draw against Fenerbahce. We can't lose Fenerbahce. We can't risk being knocked out of the Europa League that early, of course, guys. Top 8 go through the Europa League, for crying out loud. If we're not in the top 8 of the Europa League, where are we? Do you know what I mean? David, the board did not come out of the board did not come out and give any info on the meeting, so we won't know anything until they say something. So from now on, we have to just get along with it. Absolutely, David, and that is exactly what it is. And stop people pretending that they know things. One thing is for certain, that Erik ten Hag was on the subject. He was on the menu, basically the menu, but they voted him to stay. So obviously, no news is no news, and they were never due to give any news about Erik ten Hag. This meeting was organised weeks and weeks ago before anything, before Erik ten Hag's job became untenable, of course, guys. So at the end of the day, it's just because they had the meeting doesn't mean it was all about Ten Hag and we're going to sack Ten Hag and stuff like that. It was more to it. There was more to it about the stadium, about the infrastructure, about the staff, about the coaches, about everything, So obviously, they weren't expecting to give an announcement. One thing I would say is that why did they do it in public? One thing I would say about Ineos right now is that they're very public driven. They're very media driven. When Ineos and Qatar were fighting it out for the job, do you remember when they were fighting it out? Who's going to buy Man United, etc., etc.? You remember Qatar came to Old Trafford. One of the representatives of Qatar came to Old Trafford, and they were secret. They went in the back door. No one saw them. There was one picture, I think, of the Qatar representatives. That's it. When Jim Ratcliffe arrived, there was Sky Sports there, BBC there, the whole shebang were there, bloody fireworks, a lot going into Old Trafford. Do you remember pictures standing there posing for the cameras? My goodness, all posing for the cameras and stuff like that. It was all that, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and they're very, very PR driven. They're very, very media driven. This Ineos. That's why they went slap bang in the middle of the city to do their meeting. Of course, when they could have went somewhere much more secret and quiet. Of course, guys. So I had my friend's cycling day in over a year. Today we all went okay to some degree. I had my friend's cycling day. So you go and went cycling, mate. Where do you cycle to? How far do you cycle, Jim? I like cycling, to be honest. Just cycling's big over here in the UAE, by the way. It's lots to cycle. Of course, guys. Morning, Sal and fellow Reds. Good morning, Brian. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. Morning, Sal. Yep. I get ya. Mornung. Absolutely. I think selling Maguire for 10 to 15 minutes of activate in the year, extended his race liquidity to fire Ten Hag. Mate, you know what? We could spin it however we want to spin it, bath time. At the end of the day, we could say that we're saving money on this guy to sack Erik ten Hag, to do this and do that. One thing is certain that this is not the truth. This is just speculation. That bath time you're spinning at the moment, and that is just speculation. That's not the case. Absolutely not. Maguire might leave in the summer for 10 million. He wants to play. He might leave in January for 10 million. He just wants to play first team football, and he's openly said that he wants to play first team football. He wants to play first team football, and he wants to leave to get first team football. And basically, 10 million is the price, because you know what? He is 30 years old. He's getting on a little bit. He is worth more than that, of course, guys. He's worth more than 10 million. But you know what? I don't think that is the case. But if Ineos are going to say, Ineos already have the money there to sack Erik ten Hag, guys. Just to let you know. They have the money there. They have the money set aside to sack Ten Hag. When they offered Erik ten Hag the contract, the money was set aside. If he doesn't do well, the money's there to sack him. If they wanted to sack him, they got the money to sack him. They don't need to do anything in regards to that, guys. Maguire wants first team football. It's my first ride in over a year. I had a majority at City Parkland. I'm trying to slowly work myself back into it. Big up, Jim. Cycling's good, mate. Love it. Absolutely. Big up. Yeah, at the end of the day. So basically, Manchester United are very, very excited about the prospect of Obi, Martin and Kone. Apparently, the scouts have said that they can walk straight into that first team Manchester United squad quicker than we all envisioned. Basically, with the talent that they are showing, not only Obi Martin in training recently, but in regards to Kone, who has been exciting the Manchester United hierarchy for his international team, of course. And of course, we wouldn't have went there and fought to get Kone's signature if he wasn't a great player, of course, highly rated. And do you know what? I do feel like these players, this Kone and this Obi Martin, do need to be drifted into the squad. We do need a new era of players coming in right now. To be honest with you, we have the same players over and over again on the bench and stuff, and it's not working. Let's be totally honest with you guys. The players that we have, those reserve players that we have, are not working. So I would bring in more youth players and see what happens. You know what I mean? It could be a blessing in disguise. We bring Obi Martin and Kone. It could be a huge blessing for us. You know what I mean? They might come in and they might set the world alight. Do you know what I mean? And they might, Obi Martin might start banging in goals. Kone might become a midfield maestro. So I would give them a chance. And rumor is around Old Trafford right now, they are very, very excited about these two players in particular. Very excited. And when they're excited, I'm excited at the end of the day, because you know what? Youth, courage, success. we bring through young players through, and you know what? If they're old, if they're good enough, they're ready. In my opinion, if Obi Martin is good enough, he's ready. He's been banging in the goals in his private training session. Of course, there were videos of circulating of him training, of course, and he was banging in the goals in training. So you know what? I really hope that he's drifted into the squad pretty soon. I think we should move him into the squad quicker rather than later. We do need some strikers at our football club right now. We do need strikers. We only have Rasmus at the moment. It's a proper striker. I don't believe that Xerxes a striker. I believe he's a false number 9, number 10, a creative type player. I believe he's that, guys, absolutely. And you know what? No one is setting the world alight at the moment, so why don't we try something within the League Cup and the FA Cup and the Europa League, of course, guys. At the moment, it's getting a little bit a squeaky bum time in regards to that. I hate to quote Sir Alex Ferguson in regards to results, so we do need results now. So obviously, Erik ten Hag is going to be very, very cautious who he plays because now he's on a thin thread. He's on a thin thread, so we'll have to wait and see in regards to that. Absolutely. Battle to sign for, yeah, absolutely. Again, Manchester United, so 100%. Big up, Brian. Absolutely. Big up yourself. Absolutely. Using conservative 62 million cash reported in December and a net spend of 22 million this summer, with half of that being paid for, that leaves around 16 million liquidity. Absolutely, but Man United are not sacking Erik ten Hag right now. It's based on results at the end of the day, and they're keeping him for the time being. So they already have money aside. Trust me, they already have money aside. They have money aside if they're going to sack him. They don't need to sell anyone. They don't need to sell Maguire and stuff like that. You can throw out all the numbers from Google all you like, but at the end of the day, they're keeping Erik ten Hag for now. And Maguire wants to leave because he wants first team football. People could twist it and spin it and say, oh, they want to raise money because, liquidity and liquidity and stuff. And, they want a net profit, and FFP and stuff. Maguire wants to leave. He wants first team football. In the past, I've done cycling over Brisbane South and West. It's a great way to get. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. I think it's best for us fans to ride it through the bad times and turn into good times. Right now, we are Liverpool in the 90s, and we have been for ages. Liverpool have been still one title in 30 years, by the way, Kenny. People forget that, isn't it? One title in 30 years Liverpool have had. There's not. How long is it now? 40 years. 40 years, is it? No, it's 30 years. 30 years. I over-exaggerate. It's 30 years. 1990, wasn't it? It's from our official accounts, not Google. Yeah, but it's online, isn't it? It's online. At the end of the day, that has nothing to do with it. At the end of the day, Man United have the money to sack Erik ten Hag. They're going to sack him. They don't need to sell anyone, and certainly not going to sell Maguire. Maguire wants to leave. Maguire is highly thought of at Man United. They want to keep him because of our squad. Obviously, Euro's injured and Lindelof is not reliable right now. So they want to keep Maguire, but Maguire wants to leave. He said he wants first team football and he's got a lot of interest. I'm just kind of over it with the Ten Hag. Do you know what, Kenny? Do you know what? It can all boil over, my friend. It could all boil over. It could happen. It can happen anytime at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And my opinion is, if we don't get it right these next two games in regards to Fenerbahce and Brentford, you know what? It's going to be very precarious for Erik ten Hag. And you know what? Even I would say that, because it is starting to get a little bit difficult for him now, because now we're at a stage where we have to win games. And if we're not winning games in the Europa League, we're going to fall further down at the Europa League table, and we're going to end up being knocked out of the Europa League. Remember, there are 32 teams in the Europa League. 8 of the top 8 go through. And then the top 16, the other 8 go into a playoff, of course, guys. And then after that, the rest get knocked out, of course, guys. So, you know what? We can't afford to drop any points in Europa League. The league is already looking very bad. With 14th, we have to start winning games, of course, guys. Absolutely. One title in 30 years for Liverpool. I laugh at that, Sal. These Liverpool fans boast with it. One title in 30 years. Absolutely. No matter how you look at it. Yes, they've done well in the Champions League, won a couple of European Cups here and there. Maybe a UEFA Cup back in there. It used to be called the UEFA Cup. Maybe a Europa League and stuff. But they have only won one title in 30 years. Let's not forget that, of course, bath time. Jenna normally does well after international breaks in his fairly routine run of fixtures. It is a fairly routine bath time. It is. Even I would say that. But Fenerbahce is a difficult game. Obviously, Jose Mourinho, Amrabat, Fred, those guys are at Fenerbahce, and they're going to want to prove a point, ain't they? They're going to really want to prove a point against Erik ten Hag. Jose is going to want to prove a point against Erik ten Hag as well. He's going to want to win that game. Do you know what I mean? If Erik ten Hag doesn't defeat Brentford, that could be the nail in the coffin. And you know what? Jose Mourinho will love that, won't he? COVID champions there. Yeah, exactly, Brian. It was the COVID champions as well. Let's not forget, Chelsea won the COVID Champions League. They were not the best in Europe. At the end of the day, they won the COVID Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Nowhere near the league title, but they won the COVID Champions League. Now, when you haven't got fans in the stadium, it does equalize things a little bit. It does make it a little bit more easier, for the less mentality teams, of course, guys. Absolutely. Jose got away with it. But Jose away is going to be a nightmare. Bath time is going to be a very difficult game. I think that's our most difficult game in the coming fixtures. I think it is Jose Mourinho away because they're going to want to win that game. And Istanbul is a very intimidating place. You know what I mean? It's a very intimidating place. And our players have not got that mentality. We saw what happened at Galatasaray last year. Whenever we got ahead, we couldn't keep the lead and we fumbled. And obviously, Onana was the thank. Onana had a terrible game. I remember that. But not only him, I mean, the defenders had a terrible game as well. And we conceded every time we got ahead, we conceded, and we couldn't keep it and ended 3-3. It's the difficult place to go. Fenerbahce are not a bad team. And we know Amrabat and we know Fred. I would have kept Amrabat myself. You know what I mean? I would have kept him at the club. I mean, he cost pennies at the end of the day. 12 million we had to pay for him and we didn't want to pay it. And, I think that's a disgrace in my opinion. So also hates United. McTominay double, Sancho Thomas Frank. I don't think he hates us. Hate's a strong word. I think he, at the end of the day, he has defeated us 4-0, of course, in the past as well. He's had good times as well. Our players were apparently scared of the dark under Rangnick. Yep. God knows what they will make of the Turkish home crowd. We've been there before. We've been there with Galatasaray last season. We saw what happened half time, the 3-3 draw, didn't we? And we played well, to be honest with you, but we were very, very weak-minded. We couldn't keep the lead. We should have finished off that game, and that's why we got knocked out of the Champions League. So, as I am a Manchester United diehard fan, I want us to win every through and through. We are in trying times. We should always aim to hope, but yeah, absolutely, that's what it's all about. That's what I've been doing for 40 years, my friend. That's all I've been doing, regardless what the situation, regardless if I like the manager or, regardless if I don't like the manager. I've always wanted us to win on a football pitch. At the end of the day, I've never ever gone against our football club and wanting us to lose football matches. You know what? We had that thing yesterday in regards to that petition that was spread around. I think it is a fake petition. But you know what, in regards to hoping our manager passes away, which is really, really disgusting in regards to what I've seen. One of the worst, the lowest thing I've seen recently in the last few years in regards to a Manchester United fan, of course, guys. It was disgusting what I saw, and I don't agree with it. Absolutely not. I really don't agree with it, to be honest with you. People using these disgusting tactics to try and get to our manager and try and undermine our football club. You know what I mean? It is horrible at the end. Whether you like a manager or not, you want the manager out or not, that is not their decision. That is down to Ineos. If Ineos want to get rid of Erik ten Hag will not be the Man United manager anymore. They would have got rid of him last week if they have to. But they're trying to do things different. They don't want to go down the Glazer route with sacking another manager. Do you know what I mean? And, to see how it goes with the new manager. Now, some teams are sacking teams. They're sacking teams. And it seems to work for them, like Chelsea, like Real Madrid, sacking managers. But Real Madrid have had, obviously, Ancelotti for a long time. No surprise. He is successful at the end of the day. But Chelsea do sack a lot of managers, and that it works for them. It seems to work with them over a period of time. But Man United have never been that. So, it's not going to work for us. And keep sacking managers, keep spending money. It's just not right at the end of the day. And maybe if we weather this storm, it might get better. Maybe if we show a little bit more patience, it might get better, because Man United have a unique set of problems at our club. And you know what? Not every manager can cope with the problems that we have. Some problems we don't even know about. We don't even speculate about. We don't even talk about. There's problems at Man United right now that are incredible that the manager had to deal with, especially last season. And right now we do have to straighten it out a little bit. We do have to have a little bit of calm, and we have to have a little bit of consistency, and don't ruffle it up again too much at the end of the day. Regardless, the bomb threats to Maguire were absolutely, that was a bad one as well. Absolutely ridiculous. Why are people doing that? Why are so-called fans doing that at the end of the day? But you know what? I would say this, and I would say this pretty firmly. There are certain people and certain different fan channels who do spread this type of toxic, aggressive anger at the players, at the manager and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And they do it week in, week out. And you know what? The less intelligent do fall for that sort of propaganda. They do fall for that sort of anger and agenda. They do, and they use it personally. They take it personally. People got to be careful of their platforms. They've got to be careful who they're influencing here. Do you know what I mean? Because their big mouths can cause they're less intelligent to do silly things. You know what I mean? Like yesterday with the wishing bad on our manager, wishing the worst on our manager, of course, guys, which is horrible, if we're being honest. Big up, Kazi, big up, Jim. We need to start winning. Come on the weekend. We have Fenerbahce, West Ham. We need to win our home games and try and win against Fenerbahce. Draw. It's going to be easier Fenerbahce than Chelsea. Tough. It's going to be tough. Look, West Ham isn't easy, David. You know what it's like at West Ham. You know we haven't got a good record at West Ham. You know that's going to be a very difficult game for us. We have to really show ourselves now. Show up now. I don't want any more subpar performances. No more dropping points. At the end of the day, we have to start winning games. We have to go on a good winning run. We need a winning run. We haven't had a winning run for a long time, of course, guys. When was the last time we went on a 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning run like Sir Alex Ferguson used to do? He used to go on those huge winning runs, didn't he? Do you remember when he used to, lose one game and then win 5 in a row? We used to do that 8 in a row sometimes, and that's what we need. We need one of those monumental runs that we haven't had for years. Do you know what I mean? It's been ages, of course, guys. Big up, GK. Big up. Yeah, hiya. Hope everything is right. Yeah, absolutely. Big up everyone in the chat. Of course, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Got 58 watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video if you can, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's get it going, guys. Absolutely. But it is a big week for Manchester United, a massive week for Manchester United. We're playing again. Thank God we're playing again. No more international till November. Isn't it crazy that we're getting too many international breaks these days? We're getting them every month, it seems. You know what I mean? November's the next international break, of course, probably during my birthday. Crying out loud, you know what I mean? We got international breaks, you know what I mean? I would much prefer Man United to be playing, but Man United are playing this week. It's a massive game. There's going to be a big build up to the game, of course. That is what it's all about. I'll be doing my watch alongs. I'm be doing obviously the build up to the game and that. And the closer to get to the game, the more excited we get and the more anticipation we get. The positivity goes up. Hopefully it won't drop this time because it hasn't been great this last few weeks, isn't it? We had that little bounce, of course, against Southampton and Barnsley. But since then, it's been pretty dire, hasn't it? So we got to get better, of course, guys. Absolutely. Bar time. Mark Noble being subbed on to miss a penalty is a high point in recent West Ham games. Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't like playing West Ham away. You know what? I'm from East London. I'm from literally a stone's throw from West Ham football ground. I used to go there like around that area. You know what I mean? When I was living there a couple of years ago in Stratford, of course, I used to go there. And you know what? It's a stadium that hasn't been good to us. It hasn't been kind to us. We won there a few years ago. I think about 2000. It must have been 2016, 2017, something like that, when we beat them with obviously Ibrahimovic scoring a goal, guys, at obviously the Olympic Stadium in West Ham, of course, guys. Not Upton Park anymore. I'm used to Upton Park, of course. Upton Park is another one that is notoriously difficult for us to play. We lost the title. Was it 2 titles at Upton Park? We lost that one in 1995, of course, to Blackburn Rovers. So West Ham we do have history against West Ham. Do you remember when they won the last game of the season at Old Trafford during our treble winning season? Do you remember that? Not treble winning season, sorry. A season before we won the Champions League in 2006, 2007. They beat us in their last game of the season, and people were saying we fixed the game, and West Ham, ended up surviving. Do you remember that? But, that's coming up. We got Brentford first and Fenerbahce, of course, guys, and we have to concentrate on those guys. Good morning, Gray. How you doing, mate? Hope your family are well. Hope everything is good with you, my friend. Hope everything is getting better, my guy. Morning, everyone. Hope you all had a great weekend. Another day in the life of a Manchester United fan. Another week of a must-win game is going to be another crucial week. Please hit the like. As it gets on, as the time goes on, as more games come thick and fast, it becomes more and more important for us to win because we're not winning football matches. And the more we don't win, the further we fall behind those top 4 positions that we need to aim for. Do you know what? It disgusts me when I talk about top 4 because Man United should be at the top of the Premier League. That's where we should be. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we have to aim for that top 4. And you know what? The further we fall, but at the moment we're just 6 points behind the top 4, and we cannot drop 9 points. 8 points away from the top 4 because then it becomes a little bit difficult to make up those points, doesn't it? So we need to start winning games now. We need to start winning games. Obviously, we have Chelsea in a couple of weeks, and Chelsea are playing Liverpool. Let's not forget. So one of those two are going to drop points as well. So you know what? We have to win this game against Brentford. It's important we win this game against Brentford. You know what? At Old Trafford, 77,000, of course. There was a COVID game there when Henderson curled the ball out of play before our goal, and they spent around 10 minutes checking it. There was I remember that. It was a fantastic ball, wasn't it? It was a fantastic ball by Henderson, and it ended up being a goal. Did they give the goal? I can't remember. They disallowed it, didn't they? They disallowed it. But I'll go, and they spent 10 minutes checking it, wasn't it? Didn't they disallow it? Or did they allow it? I can't remember, to be honest. But I remember the ball from Henderson, and he curled it around the corner on the touchline. And it was a brilliant ball. And people saying, that's why we need to play Henderson. That's why we need to play Henderson. I remember it. Kazi, Leytonstone central line, massive central line, the red, only reds. Red is the central line, of course, guys. I am from the central line. That is me, Leytonstone. That's where I'm from. Leytonstone, born and bred, of course, Whips Cross. At the end of the day, Leytonstone, Redwood Tower. Red is in my name, everything. That's where my brother got his name from. Reds used to be an artist. He's an artist. He's a music artist. I came from Redwood Tower, guys. Redwood Tower, which was notorious, of course, guys. Built on top of a graveyard. Lovely, lovely, of course, guys. Yeah, big up, everyone. Greetings, Grayo. How are you, mate? Big up, Jim. Big up, Grayo, of course, legends. They gave the goal because they couldn't prove it. Yeah, but do you know what, Bath Time? I do remember that now. You gave me a flashback, Bath Time. I remember because you know what? They really, really wanted to disallow the goal. I remember because they were desperate to disallow that goal. It was a fabulous goal. I mean, the pass from Henderson was incredible. It was incredible. I remember it to this day, actually. It's incredible, isn't it? But yeah, they did want to disallow the goal. They were desperate to disallow that goal, of course. I remember it. Brian, mate, good afternoon, all of you legends, of course, guys. So I have not been seeing Elite Baller around for some time, even Stephanie Griffith. I've seen Stephanie Griffith once or twice, Jim, but I haven't seen Elite Baller for a little while, to be honest with you. I haven't seen them anywhere. Elite Baller, if you are here, where are you, mate? We are concerned, mate. We want you to come home. We were concerned. We want you to come home, Elite Baller. This is where we're sorry for whatever we've done. We're sorry, but we want you to come home. In all seriousness, I hope he's okay. Because I haven't seen it for ages. Pogba scored it. It was a brilliant goal, Brian. Curled into the top corner. Yeah, it was a brilliant goal. We were black and white, didn't we? Kazi, cycling is dedication. It is. It's great though. I find cycling therapeutic myself. It's very therapeutic. Although I would say this, right? I'm not the best cycler in the world. I do sometimes lose my control and end up going into the road. And you know what? I'm a bit of a nutter cyclist. Sometimes I forget my pedals and stuff like that. That comes from the old days. Do you know what I mean? I'm a bit clumsy like that sometimes, but you know what? It can't be perfect. Absolutely. Kazi, Bethnal Green Central Line, massive. You're from the Bethnal Green Central Line. I used to go Bethnal Green for kickboxing, UFC. Of course, KO Kickboxing Gym. Ask Bill Judd about me. I used to go there for years. The kickboxing class over there. A fantastic place, of course, in the middle of nowhere. Of course, Bethnal Green. Big up Bethnal Green. So a while since I've gone to Bethnal Green, guys. It's been a while. Absolutely. Bath Time. Zebra kit was great. I'm delighted next season they get that we get Cantona's Black Shark View Cam inspired kit. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. You know what? I'm very, Adidas are killing it lately in regards to these kits. They are doing very well in regards to their designs of their kits recently. The kits have been brilliant, to be honest. We have to give them their credit where it's due, guys. Nice to see, big up to see everyone, of course, guys. Now, how are you feeling about the game on Saturday? I want to get your predictions in early. I think Man United are going to win the game by 3-1. I don't know what you feel about it, but I think Man United will win the game this Saturday and we will have a great performance. I know I said that quite a lot of times and some of you are beginning to doubt me, but I do believe that Man United will win the game on Saturday, guys, and I think we'll win it pretty easily. I just got this feeling that we're going to come back. You know what? There's more videos about Marcus Rashford training. There's more training videos circulating with Marcus Rashford, of course, for goodness sake, you know what I mean? And we know he works hard. He doesn't need to record it and post it everywhere. Do you know what I mean? We care what happens on the pitch. We don't really care about what you're doing in the training field with another guy. You know what I mean? We care about what you do on the pitch, Marcus. You know what I mean? That's what we care about. We don't care about how hard you're working in training. This is not Rocky Balboa. This is not Rocky 7. This is actually Manchester United at the end of the day. We want you to play on the football pitch. We don't want you to see you training for your next fight. You know what I mean? Ridiculous, isn't it? No, Whitechapel District Line, mate. No, massive. Yeah, Bethnal Green is District Line, and so it is the Central Line as well. But you are Whitechapel, of course. It's the District Line, which is the crappy line, of course, guys. It is a very crap line, the Green Line, of course, guys. So it is very rubbish. It goes through Mile End and it goes through all these play bank and things like that. But it's a very cool sort of line. So it's not the best line, one of the worst. 3 goals for a team that have only scored 5 this season seems a touch optimistic. So Bath Time, do you know what? Anything can happen in my life. You know, I'm a positive guy at the end of the day. I think things are going to swing for us. I really do. I think things are going to swing for us. I do believe that. And I believe that right now. I mean, you know what? I think we're going to have a good game on Saturday. I really do. You know, I think we'll win the game. Maybe 3 goals is a bit of a touch optimistic, but I just got a feeling we're going to get a couple of goals. Would be 2-1 to the last minute, and then we'll probably get a third That's what I think. I think it'll be like that at the end of the day. I think we will change our tactics up a little bit. I think there will be a bit more of a counter-attacking style. I think Erik ten Hag will be a little bit more cautious in his tactics. Bank is the northern line, massive. Bank is central line, northern line, district line, Kazi. Yep. Also circle line. It is. Bank is a multicultural line, of course, guys. Absolutely. Brian, we need to think we are playing Barnsley instead of Brentford. I know we need to have a mentality. It's a mentality shift, Brian. It's a mentality shift. We have to have that mentality shift that we can do it. We can score against Brentford. Brentford are not the strongest team in the world. They're not the weakest, but they're not the strongest team in the world. We can do it, guys. We can score 3 goals against Brentford. Absolutely, we can. Do you think we are going to see Ugarte? He has been unused for I hope so, Bath time. I think we do need to give him a chance. I think we need to play that double pivot and give him an opportunity to play. You know what I mean? At the moment, I would like to see him with Mainu and Ugarte in that midfield. I really would. At the end of the day, what we're going to do, we spent the money on this player and we're just going to leave him on the bench. He's a great player. I've seen him for Uruguay. He's a great player. We need to play him and let him bed into that team. Do you know what I mean? Stop playing the same old at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. We got Bank is only northern line in the DLR and the DLR. No, Bank is central line as well, Kazi. Come on, Kazi. You're living in England, mate. Bank is central line as well. I'm going to show you. Bank is the central line as well. So yeah, Bank is a central line. Yeah, it is the central line as well, and it is also a number of other lines as well, guys. So just to be certain of you guys. And I'm going to show him right now. I'm going to show him right now. Let's have a look. If I can find the whole bloody line. Of course, guys, if I could show the whole line, that'd be great. Absolutely. Yeah, Bank is a central line, guys, as well. Kobe's out now. I think he's fit now, Bath time. I don't know if he'll start, though. I hope he does. I hope it is Ugarte and Kobe starting. I really do. I do want to see more of them. I want them to get used to playing with each other. That would be great. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, stop playing Eriksen in the midfield, for crying out loud. I mean, I don't know, mate. I mean, Eriksen has done all right this season, but he's not exactly set the world alight. Do you know what I mean? He's done all right. You know, we need to think about the future. We need to think about how we're going to play in the future, not the past. You know, and the more we play with a new set of players, the better it will be, in my opinion. Where did you get Bank on the district line? The district line is not Bank. I said a central line is a Bank. District line is green. The district line is green. Yeah, district line is green. Bank is on the central line and the northern line. Yeah, it's central line and the northern line. I believe circle line as well. It is as well. I think, and that is what I used to go on it every day, Kazi. Every day I used to go to Liverpool Street for 8 years. I used to go on the central line to Liverpool Street. So it goes from Leytonstone, Stratford. No, it goes Leytonstone, Leyton, Stratford, Mile End. No, is it Mile End? Yeah, Mile End, Bethnal Green. Yeah, Liverpool Street, Bank. Doesn't it? Yeah. I think that Brentford directness long ball set to see customer over sure. I would play a bit more of a cautious play. I would try and change it up a little bit, be a little bit more cautious in the way we go forward. I think I'll be more of a patient style of football. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, it's very kamikaze, you know, and I would try and be more solid in that midfield, if I'm being honest. Absolutely. I'll try and be more solid in that midfield, if I'm being totally honest, guys. Definitely. So, I do think he needs to change it up. If I'm being honest with you, I do think Erik ten Hag does need to change up the formation a little bit. I do think he needs to play the double pivot. I do. If Mainu's not fit, leave Mainu out. Play Ugarte and Casemiro. You know, play those two in the middle. You know what I mean? Keep it solid in that midfield, and then you have more license to go forward in the forward areas. You know, and we might have more chance of scoring goals. In regards to Bruno, not happy with Bruno. If I'm being honest with you guys, not happy with the way he's been talking in the media. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he should just keep his mouth shut at the moment and perform on the pitch. If I'm being honest, in all due respect, perform on the pitch and then no one's going to say anything. Don't talk about Man United while you're on Portugal duty. It has nothing to do with what you're doing at Portugal. What we care about is what happens at Manchester United, of course, guys. Half time, would you play Martinez? Has been poor. I would still play him. I think he's just been a little bit rusty. You know, he had that injury, didn't he? But he does need game time, and I would play him with alongside De Ligt. We need to get that defense working together. Obviously, Martinez did play very well with Varane. You know, I think Varane and Martinez complemented each other very well. But I do believe that De Ligt and Licha have the potential to do the same thing. If I'm being honest, guys. I do. I think I would play them both together. My opinion. I won't go back to the past. As I keep stressing, we need to think forward. You know, we need to think forward, and these players should be playing together by now. You know, and I'm not having any excuses anymore in regards to that. We spent a lot of money on these players. You know what, to bring us forward, and they are good players. We know they're good players. De Ligt is a good player. He wouldn't play for Bayern and Juventus if he wasn't a good player. He wouldn't be a captain of Ajax at such a young age if he wasn't a good player at the end of the day. So we need to play De Ligt and we need to play Licha together. Licha's been one of our great best players over the last few years. He doesn't become a rubbish player overnight. In my opinion, when he came back the last couple of games, he did look a little bit unfit. For me, he looked a bit weighty, if I'm being honest with you, if you don't mind me saying so. He did. So hopefully he's fitter now. And you know what? It is a game on in the development, of course, guys. Do you think we still use Dalot as a right back and Mazraoui covering from a... I don't think Mazraoui will play this game. I would play Harry Amas on the left back with Dalot on the right back. Oh, my goodness. God forbid we play Lindelof as a right back. God forbid. Lindelof cannot run. He cannot run. How can you play a Lindelof as a right back? For me, that would be a coward decision. If he did play Lindelof as a right back, it would be a coward decision. He who dares wins. And Harry Amas should be playing now as that left back. He's a natural-sided left back. He's a left footer. You know what? Football ain't as physical anymore, so you don't need to worry about too much strength. He done well in the preseason. I think we should give him a chance and play Dalot on his rightful position as right back, left back. Sorry, I think we should play Dalot right back and Harry Amas left back. That's what I would do, in my opinion. Absolutely. I think we've got to start bringing these players in. But you know what? Erik ten Hag won't do it. He won't do it. He won't risk it. He won't. But he will risk playing Lindelof as a right back, which long term is going to harm us more. You know, obviously, Dalot's not a left back. Lindelof's not a right back. If we get Harry Amas, at least Harry Amas is a left back, and Dalot is a right back. So I bet off playing natural-sided players. So you have Dalot on the right back, his natural position. Harry Amas on the left back, his natural position. Rather than Lindelof on the right back, not his natural position. Dalot on the left back, not his natural position. Against Brentford, they're direct. So he'd be all right, mate. I mean, he's good at that. He's good at heading. He's good at marking. He's ready. He's ready. Trust me. He's ready. And he'll be better than Dalot on the left back. Dalot is not a left back. And all our goals have come from this season, our left back position. And it's not working, half time. It's not working. So what do? Carry it on? Do we carry on playing Dalot on the left back when we conceded 99% of our goals from that side? We've got to change it up. At least, look, what we do is this, right? You protect Harry Amas, but at least Harry Amas is a left back and he can get forward, right? In the natural left back position. Dalot will be on the right back, so he'll be on his natural position. Youth, courage, success. Trust in the youth. You will be rewarded if you trust in the youth. We need a left-sided defender inside it that needs to improve. Martinez as before. Martinez has been poor this season, Brian, because of Dalot. He's been poor because of Dalot. The positioning of Dalot is cutting in, leaving a huge gaping space on that left-hand position. It's causing Martinez to drift out onto that left-back position, causing a gaping hole in our central defence. That is why we're conceding goals from that position, because Dalot is not a left-back. And Dalot keeps cutting into the midfield and creating a huge space into that left-back position, right? And then Martinez is coming out, yeah, and creating a big space, leaving only De Ligt in our defence. If we played Harry Amas there, it would be more structured. The defense would be more structured. If you're scared about Harry Amas, play a free. You know what I mean? Play a free. But Harry Amas should be starting that game, in my opinion. I do believe. Not Lindelof as a right back. We're going to get exposed. Absolutely. And let's not forget they're good on that side, Brentford as well. So the left back position has to be spot on. Guys, press the lights up on your keyboard. Don't be shy. You want to get electric shock. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Absolutely. Subscribe to Step for Post. Thank you so much. Keep subscribing, guys. Keep smashing the lights. Keep supporting the channel. Thank you, guys. Thank you, my friend. Dalot inverted in this instruction. I agree, Martinez is terrible defending wide areas. I'd love to see Ten Hag to address this. Dalot inverted is an instruction. It's a natural thing, half time. He's a right footer. He's going to cut in. He's not going to run on his left side, and he's not going to attack the left side because he's not a left footer. He feels more comfortable cutting in and passing into the midfield. And that's to do with, obviously, Eriksen as well. Eriksen does play that as well. So Eriksen does cause that as well, you know. So what he needs to do is play a double pivot. play a double pivot of Ugarte and Casemiro. Those two play, right? And you keep the solid in there, and then play Harry Mass left back. So he's just got license to bomb up on that left-hand side. Dalot right back, his natural position, and he's a great right back. We lose a lot when he's taken away from that right back, and he bombs up on that side as well. He can also cross. He can also create chances on that side because he's right-footed. So we have more chance of scoring goals, guys. It's worth the sacrifice. Trust me, it's worth the sacrifice. I've seen a lot of Man United over the years. Philip Neville, Gary Neville, Nicky Butt were doubted. Paul Scholes were doubted. They're not good enough. They're not ready. They're ready. They're ready. So all we want against Brentford is Casemiro and Ugarte partnership and control the midfield. The question is Ten Hag them? Absolutely, Darko. This is what I've been saying. Me and Elite Ball have been saying this as well for a long time now. He needs to play the double pivot. Double pivot, guys. Absolutely. Am I back, guys? Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Hopefully I'm back, guys. Hopefully I'm back. Yeah, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, he does need to play the double pivot, and we've been saying it for a long time now. That double pivot needs to be implemented a lot more, because what, being exposed in that position a lot. And the left-hand position is so important. The balance is so important. I cannot stress how important in football a left-footed left back is. A right-footed right back is so important. Because if you have a right footer as a left back, it affects the whole defense. You're better playing a young player. You're better playing a young player. By the way, morning, Sal. Good morning, Darko. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back, my friend. Hope everything is fine with you, my friend. Good to see you, mate. Big up, Darko. Big up, everyone, of course, guys. Absolutely big up everyone in the house. Hope everyone is doing good, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a good show. So that was my opinion. My team would be Harry Amas, Licha Martinez, De Ligt. I would play, absolutely. And Dalot as a right back. That would be my defense. Cannon Street, massive Cannon Street. I don't like Cannon Street. I've seen it a couple of times. I've rarely gone to Cannon Street, to be honest. I used to walk past it a couple of times, Kazi. Absolutely. I lived in Southwark, Borough Station. I lived there for a while in London Bridge, near London Bridge, Borough Station, literally walking distance from the Thames. I lived there in Deutsch Street. So I lived over there in London Bridge for a while, guys. And lovely place to live. Lovely place to live. Expensive, but lovely place to live. I lived there for about 2 years. I also lived in Croydon as well, guys. So there you go. You know what I mean? Up and down, up and down. Brian is a holiday in my country. It's death anniversary of our father, the nation. Brian is a holiday in my country. Big up yourself, big up your country, and big up everyone, of course, guys. Absolutely. Big up everyone who's joined me today. But yeah, absolutely, guys. Look, it's so important. It's a massive week. The most important thing is, regardless if we disagree about team selection or not, the most important thing is the win. I've given my ideas on how we can win the game. I believe we can win the game, but we have to be careful on what we do, and including in the midfield, because we've been exposed in that midfield for a long time, of course, guys, and we got to fix it up a little bit, in my opinion. We've got to fix up that midfield big time, absolutely. If we keep playing this one CDM, leaving Ugarte exposed, it's going to be a problem. Do you know what I mean? And that's why Ugarte hasn't prospered so far, because we're leaving him on his own. We're leaving him to defend on himself. Eriksen is finished. Eriksen is finished. I'm going to tell you again. Eriksen is finished. Eriksen has no legs to be in that midfield position. We sacrifice too much to accommodate Eriksen. We sacrifice too much to accommodate him. You know what I mean? We could sacrifice control of the game. We don't control the game when Eriksen plays because he's too tired. He's got no legs. He's too slow. And the Premier League is too quick. It's too quick. We need to be more clever in regards to what we do in that midfield position. We keep it tight. We keep it obviously strong. You know what I mean? If you're going to play Eriksen, you need to play Eriksen as that number 10. Play Eriksen as a number 10. Don't play Eriksen in that midfield because that's not where his position is. Play him as a number 10. This is why we're not winning enough games, guys. Absolutely. Casemiro, would you prefer to stay on your roots rather than another country? There's a big Bengali community in London, of course, guys. You know what I mean? But Eriksen is still... I know, Sani. I know he shouldn't be, though. He shouldn't be. We need to move it up. I would even play, of course, Connie ahead of Eriksen because I feel like we need more pace in that midfield. We've got no pace. In that midfield, we're getting exposed. We're leaving Ugarte or we're leaving Casemiro on their own to fend for themselves. When we go forward, Eriksen can't run back. He's too slow. We end up making fouls. You know what I mean? It's just backwards thinking. It's backwards thinking in regards to what, if we want to go forward, we got to think forward and we got to try and you know what, play new players, play younger players, just try it and something different. If the fans could see something different, if the fans could see that you're thinking of the future, fans would be more like lighter on you in regards to opinion. You know what I mean? Start thinking of the future. Stop thinking of the past, because it's not working now. We're not winning games under Ericsson and players like that, are we? We're not winning games. You know, if we're not winning games, what's the point of playing these players? You know, if we were winning games, I would understand, but we're not. You know, we might as well play a different team. You know what I mean? And play younger players and try it. Are we winning? No, we're not. Are we conceding goals? Yes, we are. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, might as well play a different team rather than just deja vu all the time, playing the same team and, you know, insanity, getting the same results, of course, guys, because that is what it is at the end of the day. We're getting the same results, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what? I'm confident still for this game on Saturday. Is match week. You know, lots to come on this channel. I've got the build up. I've got my match preview, of course, guys, who I feel should play, who I feel will be our danger men in regards to Brentford against, of course, they've got some good players up there, some quick players up there. We have to be careful, of course, guys. So where the match will be won and lost, I think I've got that coming. Most likely I'll have that coming around Thursday, but I'll keep you posted, guys. I'll have that coming around Thursday, guys. This is where it is. Here is where it is to be, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. It is all about Stretford Post, guys. Keep it locked here, guys, because I've got a lot of content coming, a lot of great material coming as well. So do you believe in the destiny, as they say, you will only get what is meant for you in life? Do you believe it? I believe it, yeah. I believe you have to help yourself as well. I believe if you want things to happen, you have to help yourself happen, and the destiny will help you after that. I believe if you want to be something, you have to push yourself to be something, right? You have to prove to the heavens that you want this and you're going to try it, and then your destiny will be rewarded at the end of the day. That is what it is. Destiny will only happen what you want it to happen if you push it to happen at the end of the day. You make your own destiny. Right. In other words, at the end of the day, but you have to help it. But you will get divine inspiration, divine intervention. Should I say? You will get divine intervention if you push it yourself as well. You have to prove to yourself that that is what you want to do, and then you will be rewarded. And that is how it goes, guys. At the end of the day, that is how it goes wherever you go, guys. At the end of the day, you have to do your best and push and work hard, guys. As I do every single day, guys. As you see me every single day, I'm here twice a day, no breaks. And not any breaks. I know other people have lots of breaks. Not me, you know what I mean? I don't. I'm here twice a day, 3 times a day. Watch alongs, Breaking Dawn, Chatterbox. I'm here, guys. Keep showing your support. You should do an extra half an hour show after Chatterbox, maybe later in the evening. Guys, I'm too busy. I've got lots to do. At the end of the day, the UAE is 3 hours ahead of you. 3 hours ahead of you. So it's very difficult for me to do evening shows. I do the watch alongs at 11 p.m. That is late, isn't it? And you know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, I will do more when I get more subscribers, when I get more people joining the membership, you know, people joining the membership and stuff like that. You know what I mean? At the moment, I only can do so much and stuff like that at the end of the day. So I do the Breaking Dawn. I do go live when there is breaking news. I have Sal Reacts, of course. So that comes with, if there's any breaking news, I have Sal Reacts. I also have Chatterbox, of course, guys, which is late here, which is 5 p.m. here. That is basically an evening show, isn't it? So I have Chatterbox is 5 p.m. where I am. It finishes at 6 p.m. You know what I mean? And if there's a game, I go on, of course, guys. Absolutely. Malacia is ready, but I don't know if he's match fit. GK, I don't think he's match fit yet, but he's ready. I think he's ready to be on the bench. So I was wondering if Christian Eriksen, your granddad, oh, he is mine. Oh, in all seriousness, Eriksen is finished. He is finished. He's finished. He shouldn't be playing every week in, week out. He should be playing in the League Cup, FA Cup, here and there. We shouldn't be relying on him every single time. Of course, guys. Yeah, and at the end of the day, when I talk about these shows, I talk about how many people I get online, how many people watch it. Is it worth watching it at the end of the day? Is it worth watching it? And the reason I don't have some people on my show is because I don't get as many viewers. Not to sound arrogant and all that, but I get more viewers when it's just me, you know, and that is just how it is. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. You told me why. You told me, man. Maybe I'm funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm being delusional. But you know what? At the end of the day, that is what it is. You know, that's why I tend to refrain from having too many people on my show unless it's someone, you know what I mean, who is, you know what I mean, is got a personality at the end of the day. You have to have a personality on these things. Otherwise, it's no point doing it because you'll be boring. You know what I mean? It's like some of these other fan channels, of course, guys. You know what I mean? It's not about that at the end of the day. So I calculate how it would be good for my community and stuff for me to go on at certain times. I would love to do an evening show. If I was in the UK, I probably will do 3 shows a day. But you know what? I'm not. I'm in the UAE. They're 3 hours ahead. of the UK, of course, guys. So, you know, it becomes a little bit difficult, of course, guys. Do you know what? It's Darko, my son, not even close to 60, bro. You must be 16 years old, Darko. I don't know how old Darko is, mate. I think he's older than 16, I think, by the way he talks. Your content talk is amazing. Your times aren't friendly for me. My times are available. This is what I would say. At the end of the day, I've tried every time. I've tried midday, evening. I get more views on Breaking Dawn than any time at the end of the day. The reason I get views on Breaking Dawn because it caters for people in other countries as well, because a lot of people do morning content in the UK about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, it only caters for the UK, if I'm being honest with you. 7 o'clock in the morning UK isn't bad because, you know what, lots of people don't, many people don't do it that time. And it caters for Europe, Central Europe. It caters for the Middle East. It caters for a lot of people, of course, guys, at the end of the day. And the more shows I do, the better. I would be in there all day if I could. But at the end of the day, this works and it's working. And you know what? I keep it at that because I'm basically the only one who does it at that time, UK time. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm happy with this. And I've done experiments during the midday. I've had Sal reacts during the midday, and it doesn't get as many. And whatever that reason is, I don't know. Even the evening, too many people do the evening shows. Too many people go in at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Too many people do it. It's the same everywhere. And that they don't get many views either, you know. I know Darko went on a special. Absolutely. But I cater for my community. My community is here every week, and I appreciate every single one of you guys who join me every single day, guys. And yeah, that's it. You know, maybe in the future, if it is worth it, I will be doing more shows. Of course, guys, I will be when my subscribers build and stuff like that, slowly but surely. At the end of the day, you know what? I do 2 shows. You know what? That's what it is. But you know what? At the end of the day, you have to do things for your life as well. At the end of the day, you know, like at the same time, you have to think that, you know what, this show is free for all of you. You know, so I have to think about what I'm obviously doing outside of this as well, guys. Absolutely. Send me, Brian, you'll send it to me now. Big up everyone. Big up. Send me your money, Brian. You send me your money. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a fabulous show as usual. You absolute legends. Thank you, everyone. It's been brilliant. And don't forget, I'll be back later on for Chatterbox later on. Same time, as you know, 2 p.m. UK time. And obviously 5 p.m. Middle Eastern time, which is my time, of course, guys. Don't forget to join me then. And I shall see you then. Enjoy it, guys. Have a fabulous day. And I shall see you later. Peace.